Glad you're with us. Some afternoon hardball in Seattle today as the Orioles wrap up this 6-game road trip. Hi, everybody. Scott Garceau here at Camden Yards. Ben McDonald will join us momentarily. It's the rubber match of this 3-game series with the Mariners. Orioles won Game 2. Mariners got them last night. And now we have the rubber match to decide this series. The Orioles have only lost one road series this year. As you know, they played some great baseball on the road. They have 10 road wins this season. That's the most in the major leagues. Let's take a look at the current trip. Orioles 3-2 in the stops in Oakland and now Seattle. The batting average not great, but better than they've done at home by quite a bit. Batting average against left-hand pitchers, and they face one today, over 300. And they've homered in 6 consecutive games. 7 home runs on this road trip. And look at that starter ERA, 2.09. That's a good time to bring in Ben McDonald. He knows a little something about starting pitching. And, Ben, we've talked about the bullpen being very good all year long, and the starting pitching's been good on the road trip.
Oh, it has. You know, and 10 wins, I mean, you mentioned it. That's the most in Major League Baseball on the road. The Orioles has simply just been better on the road. Better batting average, better ERA, better with runners in scoring position, and the bullpen guys have been very good as well.
Yeah, and today you like your chances anytime one of the best pitchers in baseball takes them out, and that is John Means now. All the numbers support that. He's one of the best in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's even been even better on the road with a 1.05 ERA, second in the American League. Look at the innings pitch, percentage of strikes, swings, and misses. He had an outstanding changeup against the A's his last time out. So what more could you ask for? You know, John Means is now being mentioned with DeGrom and Garrett Cole and some of the best pitchers in all of baseball, and deservingly so. I mean, 3-0 with a 1.7 ERA. You got to go way back to 1977. Some guy by the name of Jim Palmer had a 1.13 ERA through his first 6 starts, but that's how good John Means has been through his first 6 starts the month of April. And look, it goes back to last year, and you look at the last 10 starts, 8 of those 10 starts he's given up 1 earned run or less, and he hadn't given up more than 3 earned runs in his last 10 starts. That's how good he's been.
Well, what does it feel like? Because the early Oriole tradition, when you had Palmer, McNally, Cuellar, guys like that, and then later Mike Messina, on those days, I would think in the clubhouse is, we got a real good chance. We got him today. We got the ace out there.
Yeah, and the offense knows that, right? And you want to go out and score 10 if you can, but in the back of your mind, from an offensive standpoint, John Means has been so good. You know, if you give him 4 runs to work with, he's probably going to win the ball game. And that means a lot to position player. But also John Means, you know, look, there's been a lot of talk, well, he can't really be a number one. He really doesn't have number one stuff. Well, he's proving to everybody that he is a number one, and he is one of the best pitchers in baseball right now.
Put a bat in your hand and tell me that, right? Hey, I want to touch on Trey Mancini because we talked about the early struggles. Trey was, you know, you look down, it was 138 and 151, and we looked down last night, and suddenly it's 250, 3 hits last night. He's become Trey Mancini.
Yeah,
again.
5 home runs, 22 RBIs. How about his last 16 games? He's hitting 333 over his last 16 games. So Trey Mancini has really turned the corner, and that's what he's doing the best. He's starting to use the opposite field like he did so much last year. The hands are still really quick, and he can still get the balls in the inside part of the plate, but he picked up his second 3-hit game of the season last night. And so he's really on a roll right now, and that's what you need in the middle part of your lineup, a guy with some pop, and Trey Mancini is looking like the guy back in 2019.
We saw it in the highlights, 3 hits last night, left, right, and center, using the entire ballpark. And the other thing, the Orioles have really scuffled hitting with runners in scoring position, especially on this trip, but Trey Mancini well over 300 with runners in scoring.
Yeah, and he's the only one, so he's the guy you want to see come up in those situations. It was a tough loss last night for the Orioles. 3 times they loaded the bases and had some big opportunities, and it's been a struggle. You know, 1 for 17 in this series with runners in scoring position. It's been a struggle the last 3 series, but still the Orioles have a chance to win their second consecutive road series against a really good team. I mean, you look at Oakland, they knocked Oakland off 2 or 3. All of a sudden, Oakland leads entire baseball and wins with 19 right now. Seattle's 3 games above 500. So if the Orioles and John Means can pull this off today, it's one heck of a road trip.
John Means on the hill. Should be fun. The Orioles try to win the rubber match against the Mariners. We'll be back. Take a look at the starting lineups. First pitch right around the corner on a beautiful afternoon in Seattle. Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by PNC, helping to make banking easier. Take a look at T-Mobile Park. Dome open today. Temperatures in the 60s. Let's take a look at the Oriole starting lineup for Brandon Hyde. Here's how he lines them up against the left-hander. Cedric Mullins leads off. Austin Hayes had a rough night last night. He hit second. Trey Mancini coming off a 3-hit game at bats third. The cleanup hitter is Pedro Severino. Then it's Michael Franco, Ryan Mountcastle, Pat Faleka, DJ Stewart, and Ramon Arias. Take a look at the Oriole dugout here as they get ready to wrap up this road trip. And that's always kind of a good day, Ben, when you've been out west. Let's see if we can get a win, get back home.
Yeah,
right?
And you got your ace on the mound, and you're trying to win 2 consecutive road series, so you got to feel pretty good where the Orioles are right now. Of course, they'll come home and get a day off tomorrow and a 4-game stretch against the Red Sox coming in town. And here's John Means' pitch usage in 2021. See, 4-seam fastball, about 51% of the time. That changeup, so it's fastball, changeup heavy, but there's a difference. The curveball usage is up a little bit this year. He's landing it even more, so he's getting the hitters off of his 2 best pitches, which is the 4-seam fastball and the changeup. And for Yusei Kikuchi, you see what he likes to do. It's a cutter most of the time, so unusual. He'll throw more cutters than he will fastballs. 4-seam fastball 32% of the time. That cutter is his out pitch, and it was really good for him against Houston his last time out. A slider and a changeup. And here's Kikuchi's numbers on the year. 5 starts, 1-1 with a 4.4 ERA. His last time out was by far his best start of the year. He took a no-hitter into the 7th inning against the Houston Astros. Ended up going 7 complete, only gave up 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts for the left-hander Kikuchi. Here's the Mariners' defense behind Kikuchi. Sam Haggerty out in left field. Kyle Lewis, who had the big blow in the 8th inning, a 3-run shot in last night's game. Mitch Haniger in right. J.P. Crawford and Dylan Moore will turn 2 up the middle. Kyle Seager, the veteran, on third base, and Evan White over at first base. Tom Murphy doing the catching for the Mariners.
Mariners won it last night 5-2 as the Kyles got to the Orioles. Kyle Seager and Kyle Lewis drove in all 5 runs. Kikuchi getting ready. Orioles won the opener in the series on Monday night 5-3. They scored 5 runs in the 8th inning in that one and got 2-run homers from Cedric Mullins and Freddie Galvis, who has the day off today.
There is Cedric Mullins. He's had pretty good luck against left-handers this year, hitting .395 against the left-handers.
He's not bad against right-handers either, right?
So
he's hit them all this year.
He's just having a good year. There's a look at skipper Brandon Hyde.
Talked about the Orioles hitting home runs. I mean, they had trouble hitting long balls early in the year, but they've hit at least 1 homer in each of their last 6 games, and 6 different Orioles have homered in those last 6 games. Cedric Mullins among them. Cedric tied for the team lead with 5 with Trey Mancini. Tim Timmons calling balls and strikes today. Carlos Torres, the first base umpire. Alfonso Marquez at second, and Lance Barrett, the third base umpire. Orioles off tomorrow, coming home with a 4-game series against the Red Sox. Seattle wrapping up the homestand. They're heading out on the road after this one. First pitch of the game called strike at 92.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of that pitch right there, that cut fastball from Kikuchi. We showed you he'll throw it 40% of the time, right around 91, 92 miles an hour. He's got a good fastball, though. Fastball up to 95.
Popped up, and Tom Murphy, the catcher there, and Mullins retired.
Kikuchi, for his career, 3-year career with the Mariners, only 9-16 with an elevated ERA, 5.26, but he's figured something out this year. Much better so far this year.
In steps Austin Hayes, ready to forget about last night because it wasn't a good one for him. He wore the golden sombrero, struck out 4 times, 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts and a bounce out. And again, strike 1 to start the at-bat. The Home Depot getting more done with Austin Hayes. Take a look at his batting average in day games, .310. Bounces it to Seager down at third base. 2 down. Kikuchi's got 3 gold gloves behind him on that infield with Seager at third, Crawford the shortstop, and White over at first base. All have won the gold glove.
And he should keep him busy if he's on his game. The Astros, which is a very high-powered offense, he created 10 ground ball outs because of that cutter. He likes to keep it down in the zone, so he's on his game. He'll keep the infielders busy.
He's got that pause. Well, you mentioned his last game, Ben. I mean, Doesn't get much better than that. 7 innings, no runs, 1 hit.
Because you're talking about the Astro offense, which is one of the top 5 offenses in all of baseball, and he just blanked them.
And at Houston, too, which good hitter's ballpark. The pause and then down low.
Yeah, and sometimes that can upset. That'll upset a hitter's timing. Because he'll get up to balance point and he kind of pause a little bit. And not unusual for a lot of the Japanese pitchers to do that. That's pretty normal. But when you don't see it and you see something different, and that's what it is, it's different. It's up, it's a little bit of a pause right there, and then it's the home plate.
Oh, I thought he had one.
Uh-oh,
look out. Turned his back to the plate, and Murphy threw it back.
Yeah, Kikuchi couldn't believe that one wasn't called a strike. It was right at the bottom of the box. Home plate umpire Tim Timmons says no.
And I don't think the home plate umpire probably likes pitcher turning his back.
He just turned his back, and of course the catcher Murphy threw it back. I thought it was going to get him in the back of the head for a second.
3 balls, no strikes to Trey Mancini. Batting average at .250. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So a 2-down walk. We'll get Pedro Severino to the plate.
Kikuchi did face the Orioles back in 2019. Held him to 3 runs and 6 innings of work. Trey Mancini got him for a home run in that ball game.
Pedro had the night off last night. Chance Sisco caught. First pitch swinging, a little tapper right back to Kikuchi. Flips to first, and that'll do it for the Orioles in the first. Means taking the mound. Mariners coming to the plate. No score. Mariners coming to bat in the first inning. Some Oriole fans on hand in Seattle today as the Birds wrap up this 6-game road trip. Let's take a look at the Seattle lineup. Mitch Haniger red hot at the top of the order, followed by Ty France. Then it's Kyle Seager in the 3-hole. Kyle Lewis, who hit the big 3-run homer last night. He's the cleanup hitter. Then it's Murphy, White, Moore, Haggerty, and Crawford.
They'll take their swings off the left-hander, John Means. That's what he's done on the year. John Means out of Olathe, Kansas. Former 11th round pick back in 2014 by the Orioles out of West Virginia. He was outstanding his last time out against Oakland. 7 innings pitched, 3 hits. He gave up 2 runs, punched out 9. The 2 runs he gave up were both solo home runs. One by Sean Murphy and one by Mitch Moreland. But that's a big number, that top. An opponent's batting average 163 for John Means.
And it's strike 1 to Haniger, who's on a little run right now. 3 homers in his last 5 games. 3 homers, 6 RBIs in that time period. And Means quickly had 2 strikes.
Well, Haniger leads the Mariners just about in every offensive category. Batting average, home runs with 8, 23 RBIs. It puts him towards the top of the American League in that department.
A feeble swing there as he got in on the hands. 1 down.
There he is, wearing out the inside part of the plate. The ability to command your fastball, throw it where you want to throw it. Pedro Severino says left-hander, give it to me right here on the inside part, and look where this ball is. Can't do it any better than that as he ties up a very hot-hitting Mitch Haniger for the first out, and John Means his first punch out of the day.
Here's Ty France. He's hit better at home this year. Reached base 12 of 13 games at T-Mobile Park. Oh for 7 in this series.
Yeah, he's been in a funk lately. You see what he's done last 5 games. He's 0 for 18, 6 punch outs. This Mariner offense is not a great one. 207 team batting average. That's 14th out of 15 teams in the American League. Now, the runs per game is better. They're 10th in runs per game at 4.1 because they do hit home runs. 35 home runs on the year. They'll steal some bases, 16 stolen bases as well, so they'll put a little pressure on you when they do get on the bases. Well, if John Means gets that pitch right there, it's going to be a short day for the Mariners. That ball just about a ball off the inside corner, but gets the call. And here we go. Just pay attention to this because it's going to be fastballs in. He'll make him aware of that fastball in, and then he'll use what I think is his best pitch, was his changeup to the opposite side of the plate.
0-2 breaking ball just fouled off. Both these teams have won 4 of their last 6 games. Orioles in 5 road series have only lost 1 of those series. They're 3 wins, a split, and a loss in 5 road series. Just above the top of the zone for a ball.
It's been a good run for the Orioles. It really has. I mean, you win 6 out of your 10 games, and look who you've won against. I mean, all teams above 500. The Yankees, the A's, and now the Mariners. Teams well above 500. The Yankees just got above 500.
1-2 on the way. Went in again, but a little too far inside at 94. And one of the quirks to this Orioles season, last night was the 6th time since they were 4-4 they had a chance to get back to the 500 mark, and they've lost all 6 of those games. Kind of knock on the door.
Yeah. Getting a foot in there, but not punching through it.
Oh,
goodness.
Means wanted it.
Means can't believe it.
Tim Timmons gave him one, and I think he just took one away.
Tim Timmons having a rough day so far. It's kind of floating around a little bit, but I mean, you can't spot it up any better than this. Pedro Severino's on the outside corner. The ball catches all of the outside corner, but you don't get the call.
So now it's 3-2 to France. And he gets them. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the day for John Means, who shakes his head, I think, thinking about the pitch before.
Yeah, but that's John Means, and that's growing up. You know, you want to get a pitch. He doesn't turn your back like Kikuchi did, right? He just grabbed the ball and said, you know what, if you're not going to call it, I'm going to throw it again right in the same spot, and he throws 93 miles an hour right by Ty France. So back-to-back punch-outs for John Means.
Yeah, he said, I'll just strike him out twice.
Yep. You got to remember, John Means has only got 240 career big league innings under his belt. That's not a lot.
Seager takes a strike. Seager would prove to be the game-winning RBI with his sacrifice fly. That gave the Mariners the lead, and then the Lewis 3-run homer gave him breathing room. Bounced down to first. Mountcastle steps on the bag, and there go the Mariners. So Means gets him 1-2-3, no score. MASNsports.com blog recap brought to you by PNC Bank. Check it out. Rock Kabatko with the latest spin on the Orioles rotation. And now we got minor league baseball going. Nobody better to keep you up to date with everything Orioles minor league system than Steve Molesky. Runner in scoring position issues, a look at opening night on the farm. Steve has all the minor league rosters. Check it out. You can't go wrong. Brought to you by PNC, helping to make banking easier. Brandon Hyde says, let's go get some runs, fellas. Franco Mountcastle and Valleca against Kikuchi here in the second. No score.
Well, these two teams have had a recent history of playing close games. Seems like that's the way it's been the last couple of years, and last night's game was no different. A 1-1 ball game into the 8th.
There's a base hit. Franco just over the glove of the leaping Crawford.
Yeah, he didn't get all of it, but he got enough of it. There's that cut fastball again. You're going to see it 40% of the time. Kikuchi tries to get it in on the hands. It's working inside, but a pretty good move to the baseball right there by Michael Franco. Gets those hands in tight to the body and enough it over it to get it right over J.P. Crawford's leaping glove.
Ryan Mountcastle's turn, had an infield hit in last night's game. Take strike one.
Yeah, Mountcastle showing signs as well of coming out. He was 5 for 11 in the Oakland series with an RBI. 0 for 3 in the first game, but did pick up that base hit last night.
Yeah, over 300 in his last 9 games. Bounce to Crawford, throws to second, gets the force there. That'll be it. Crawford showing some range. One down.
J.P. Crawford can do it. He won the Gold Glove last year for the Mariners, just like Evan White, the first baseman, did too. And he ranged to that backhand side in the hole and got the force out of Franco over at second. get you some glasses like that, Scotty. Almost look like welding glasses on the front. I guess it helps.
If I start welding, I'll get some glasses like that, Ben. I tell you. Here's Pat Valaika. Had a nice game 1 in this series. A couple of hits and a big walk to start that 5-run rally in the 8th.
Yeah, speaking of hot of late, Valaika's in limited opportunities now. He's been doing it. 2 for 5 in the Oakland series, and then he goes 2 for 3 in game 1 of this series, and he had a pinch hit base hit last night as well. So there he is, 4 for 5 in the last 3 games.
Off the interstate, the average up to 214. Mountcastle with his lead at first, 3 steals on the year for him down in the dirt. Murphy handles that. Kikuchi, 29-year-old left-hander, actually became the first Japanese player to make his major league debut in Japan. Played a game over at the Tokyo Dome in March that year.
Well, he pitched 8 seasons in that Japanese league before he became a free agent. Decided to sign with the Mariners.
1-1, hit to right field. That's down and just foul. Valaika just missed extra bases, would have scored a run. So try it again. Opponent hitters hitting .214 off Kikuchi. He has given up 5 home runs.
Yeah, but he's been able to work. You know, he's averaging, John Means, a little over 6 1/3 per start. Kikuchi's right at 6 innings per start, so he's giving him some length. And a very good bullpen for the Mariners. They were #1 in baseball before game 1 of this series. The Orioles put 5 runs on the scoreboard to win game 1 in the 8th inning.
Kikuchi ready, 1-2 on the way. Fouled out on the right side. See fans making their way into T-Mobile Park.
There's Scott Service, skipper for the Mariners.
Be fun this weekend, Ben. Red Sox come in, weekend series. First place Sox.
Yeah, 18-12 with the Red Sox.
That missed down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kikuchi not in a big hurry. Takes his time. Mountcastle takes his lead. Did not check it. Ball gets away from Murphy, so Mountcastle moves up to second. Valaika still kind of hanging around.
Well, I want to see this one again. Just a breaking ball going down, and hard to tell from that angle. That's close. That's close. He called him out. He said he went on the swing. You'd like to see the home plate umpire ask for help on that one, right? If it's that close.
So Mountcastle now in scoring position at second. DJ Stewart checks in, and Tom Murphy looks at his wristband, or forearm band, I guess. DJ 179, 2 homers, 7 driven in. Takes strike 1. 2 walks last night for DJ, 0 for 3 with a couple of walks. Missed the game prior, game 1 of the series, with some lower back soreness.
Yeah, he says it didn't have anything to do with going jaw first into that dugout roof over in Oakland, but you wonder.
That was quite a jar. How about 97 on that last fastball?
Yeah, Kikuchi's average fastball is 95, but he likes the cutter more. He'll throw it a good bit more than the fastball. So it's a hard cutter. It's right around 91, 92. Fastball up to 95, 96.
Bounced into the hole in the left field. Mountcastle heading to the plate. Here comes the throw, and he's in. And the Orioles take a 1-0 lead. DJ Stewart found the right spot. Crawford got over, got a glove on it, but wasn't in a good position to make a strong throw home as he had to get back on his feet.
And love the send by Tony Mansolino, the Orioles third base coach, right? And Brandon Hyde talked about this. I want to see a different approach with runners in scoring position. Using the whole field, that's exactly what DJ Stewart does. Just hits a hopper to the opposite side, the left side. There's Ryan Mountcastle scoring, and DJ Stewart, boy, you hit the baseball to the outfield, you come around first base, you pick up the throw. Right there, the throw goes all the way into home plate. DJ Stewart takes an extra 90 feet himself, and he gets in the scoring position.
May have to put the counter and see how many feet that Crawford covered. He was shifted way over to the second base side and got over and was able to stop that ball. Didn't save the run, and this is Urias. Strike one to him. Ramon 159, homer 3 driven in. Orioles 2 infield hits in the inning that produced the game's first run. 96 is outside. Cincinnati's a good hitting park, right, Ben? Reds beat the White Sox 1-0 today.
Wow.
Urias foul ball on the right side. Well, the first 2 games in this series have both gone into the middle to late middle innings. Just 1 or 2 runs on the board. It's been some good starting pitching.
And it was when the Mariners came to town. Remember, Orioles won the first game 7-6, and they lost 2-1, 4-3, and 4-2. So a lot of tight games. And this series has really been no different. 2 teams that are pitching it really well right now. 2 offenses that are struggling a little bit.
Urias, did he check it up? He appealed down to first base. Carlos Torres says no swing. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. DJ Stewart, who just drove in a run out at second base. Well, this is more runs than Kikuchi gave up in his last start. 7 shutout innings against the Astros.
Yeah, the balls have not been hit hard, but they've been hit in the right place. And I love the approach. DJ Stewart got down 2 strikes. Didn't have a big swing, just did enough with it and found a hole.
Urias line drive, base hit into left field. Stewart's coming home. Here comes the throw. And he's in. Throw to second. Urias is out at second. But it's a base hit RBI. Stewart comes around to score. Urias with an RBI. And the Orioles go on top 2-0.
Yeah, Tony Mansolino, Oriole third base coach, making all of the right decisions. But the Orioles put up 2 as DJ Stewart comes home with that second run.
Amy Markle from Sykesville has won $500 for being selected. Will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit today. Play Fast Play Home Run Riches progressive jackpot game and enter your tickets into My Lottery Rewards. Visit mdlottery.com/home runs. Good luck, Amy. Orioles keep to hope their streak going. They've homered in 6 consecutive games. Well, 2 to work on for John Means. The Orioles strung together 3 hits, 2 of those infield hits. And Urias delivers out of the 9-hole. RBIs from the 8-9 hitters in that Oriole lineup. Here's Kyle Lewis. 3-run homer for him last night. Take strike 1.
Yeah, Kyle Lewis with some big time pop. Just coming back. 3 home runs. That was opposite field last night.
So he's hit 20 homers in his first 88 games. And that tied the club record. Elvin Davis, remember that?
Yeah.
Pat? Yeah. Elvin Davis, only 53 players in the history of baseball have hit 20 homers by their 90th game.
Kyle Lewis, high first-round draft pick out of the small D1 school, Mercer. Not many people knew about him, but the Mariners did. They selected him.
Line drive right to Franco at third. And Lewis retired.
Talk about being in the right spot, huh? Breaking ball left up by John Means. And the youngster Kyle Lewis finds the barrel, but look at Michael Franco down at third base. One step to his left.
Sometimes you catch them and sometimes they catch you.
Well, I'll never forget the one he caught from Aaron Judge, 119-mile-an-hour ground ball. And the Yankees were in town last. Turn double play on that, too.
Tom Murphy homered in game 1 of the series. 3 homers, 5 RBIs, but the batting average 148. Popped up. Severino takes a look. Gets back out of play. 2 strikes.
John Means is wearing out that inside part of the plate with his fastball. He's not even thrown many changeups so far. It's been mostly fastballs, going back in again. That's a good pitch.
Just inside at 94.
So he's been very fastball heavy, a few breaking balls, just a couple changeups.
He looked down to first base. No dice for Carlos Torres. Two of his last 3 starts. Means has had 9 strikeouts. That's his season high. 9 at Texas and then 9 on the road trip at Oakland. That one bounced foul.
Yeah, more strikeouts than innings pitched coming in. You can find him in the top 10 in just about every category in the American League. Top 5 in most. Only 10 walks. 40 strikeouts, so strikeout to walk ratio. If you're 2-to-1 as a starting pitcher, that's pretty good. You're 4-to-1, that's really good.
And his strike rate just under 66%. Breaking ball misses. Count goes full. Evan White, the on-deck hitter. Full count pitch. Popped him up. Maria's waiting. 2 down. O's fans enjoy Orioles baseball like never before with the Budweiser center field roof deck. Overlooking the playing field on top of the batter's eye wall in center field, the deck offers a bird's eye view of Camden Yards. Tickets include complimentary Boog's Barbecue, I'm getting hungry, a parking pass, and access to the Budweiser roof deck bar. Purchase your seats online at Orioles.com/tickets. Red Sox in for a weekend series. Yeah, he's hungry too. Means has retired the first 5 in order. This is Evan White, breaking ball for a strike. Last night, if you were with us in the wee hours, it was somewhere around 1 o'clock, I guess. Keenan Middleton was pitching in the 9th and had to leave the game. There's the changeup.
Yeah, so slow, both of them. First pitch breaking ball, just kind of dumps it in there. That's kind of what Means is using that breaking ball for. Not really a strikeout pitch, more of a pitch to get ahead. Just something he can dump in there. And he goes to the changeup. Now he looks like he's coming inside.
0-2. Down in the dirt, 1-2. Severino shakes his right hand. But anyway, Middleton left the game. Today he was placed on the injured list, and Wyatt Mills, who pitched in game 1 of this series, was recalled and added to the Seattle bullpen. Ball and 2 strikes. Comes inside for a ball. Orioles on top 2-0 final game of the 6-game road trip and the 3-game series. Good night, everybody. Yeah, Evan White called out, strike number 3, third strikeout for John Means. Orioles coming to bat in the 3rd. They're up 2-0. A man with deep Oriole roots. He's in the Orioles Hall of Fame. Ray Miller has passed at age 75, longtime Oriole pitching coach, manager here. A statement from the Orioles. The Orioles are saddened to learn of the passing of longtime pitching coach, former manager and Orioles Hall of Famer Ray Miller, who passed away yesterday. His legacy will forever be enshrined in our organization's history, having guided some of the greatest Oriole pitchers, including Jim Palmer, Mike Flanagan, Scott McGregor, Steve Stone, and so many others. Mullins drops down a bunt, and Murphy fires to first and gets him. But Ray Miller, a part of the great Oriole teams, the 79 and 83 World Series teams, managed here later on, but a lot of contributions from a guy that also managed the Twins.
Yeah.
But gave his life to the game, and Baltimore was a big part of his resume. So our condolences to Ray's many friends and family members. I learned a lot of baseball back covering the team back then, doing games, just on the buses, talking pitching with Ray. And you know what? One of my favorite Ray Miller memories, Ben, Ray and I won a cow milking contest at Memorial Stadium.
A cow milking contest?
Ray had Ohio roots, but he spent a lot of time on the farm, and he knew where to go. And we filled up the bucket. He got a lot more out than I did. Austin Hayes fights one off and fouls it into the seats. But you think of, those Cy Young guys. Stone won the Cy Young, and of course Jim Palmer and Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
And he had a lot to do with all those. Kikuchi ahead 0-2. Little tapper up the middle. Second baseman Moore takes care of that one. 2 down.
Well, we talked about Kikuchi, and if he's on his game, he is creating a lot of ground balls, and he's done that so far. Throwing that cutter, keeping it down and in, little changeup down and away. The Orioles did push through with 2 runs in the top of the second.
Here's Trey Mancini's reached base his last 4 at bats. Off the plate for ball 1. Trey's last 3 at bats were base hits in last night's game, and then he walked in his first at bat in this one. Curveball for a strike.
Yeah, so what's different, right? What's different for Trey Mancini? You just see him a little more patient, a little more relaxed at the plate, not chasing as many bad balls as he was early in the season. So the pitch recognition has been good, swinging at balls more in the zone versus out of the zone, except for that one, a changeup that ran down and away.
Yeah, what that does, Ben, right? When you're not chasing, now you get into more favorable counts and you get better pitches to hit.
Everybody says, what's the most important thing to being a good hitter? And you can break it down a lot of things, but I say, pitch selection. You gotta offer it balls in the zone. I know it's very difficult to do because pitcher stuff today seems to be better than ever before, but staying in the zone gives you the best chance. Attacking balls in the strike zone. Because it's our job as pitchers. Once we get ahead of you, I want to throw you something. If I can get you out without throwing a strike, that's what I want to do.
That's the old Jim Palmer line, right? Why throw him strikes when he's swinging at balls?
That's right.
2 down, nobody on. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Mancini. Orioles on top 2-0. Bounce to short. Crawford up with it. And the Orioles go in order in the 3rd inning. Birds go down 1-2-3. They still lead it 2-0.
Into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Manager Brandon Hyde, we asked him before this road trip started just what it meant to finally be back on the West Coast in over a year. And California bias aside, since that's where he grew up, Hyde talked about the importance of the teams being able to be on the road with each other. But even bigger than that, how things have changed in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, normally where players would get to go out and do their own thing after games, well, as you may know, for the last season and a half, they've been relegated to the team hotel, mostly with each other. Now, guys, interestingly enough, Joan Ryan, who has studied sports chemistry for over 11 years, said, here's the thing. It's like your senses. You take away sight or smell, your others get stronger. Well, you take away the physical bonding, but the emotional and mental bonding amps up. These players have had no one but each other to rely on for over a year and a half now, since they couldn't go anywhere to keep everybody safe. And Hyde has discussed exactly that, as well as some of the other players, how much closer they are to each other. And that's only brought out when they're on the road. And you see those numbers as well. They love playing on the road.
The road has been their friend. You're right, Melanie. Thank you. Ben, it's kind of like you. I drop you off at the hotel after the game, and you're locked up in jail, and nobody ever sees you. I check on your mental status. Fly ball out to center field. Cedric Mullen takes care of that one down.
Well, there's a lot of truth to that, because as a ball player, you know, COVID or no COVID, you spend more time at the ball field with your teammates than you do your own family. That's just baseball season. And, of course, on the road, typically just with your team. But this is a fun bunch, and they have fun together, and the team chemistry has been outstanding. It was really good last year as well.
Sam Haggerty steps in and swings and misses at a changeup. Like that number 0 on the back. Not sure what the story is, but
well, if John Means keeps pitching like that, it might stand for 0 for today.
Might be his batting average, right? Means has retired the first 7 in order.
You know, I feel like what we're seeing, we're taking it for granted a little bit. You know, you forget how good, because he's doing it every time out.
And you talk about how hard this game is, whether it's hitting or pitching, right?
John,
when you see somebody that
he's
kind of mastering
it
it,
easy right now, and I think that's when you start to take it for granted.
1-2, breaking ball gets away from Severino, and Haggerty's going to be the first to reach on a strikeout.
Well, that was the best breaking ball that John Means has thrown so far, just the 3rd inning, but this is a really good one. Gets ahead, 2 strikes, and he starts this ball way up at the top part of the strike zone. But watch the depth if it goes down and in. That's a really good break, and a ball that Pedro Severino should have kept in front. I think the break fooled Pedro Severino. He kind of came up instead of trying to block that ball, and it got right underneath the glove.
So ironically, Mariners' first base runner on a strikeout.
John Means, 4 of his 6 starts have been quality starts, meaning he's gone at least 6 innings, giving up no more than 3 earned runs.
Haggerty running the throw. It's a dandy, and Severino has his first caught stealing of the year. Gunned it down there right on the money.
Yeah, Haggerty not sure. He's wanting to take a look at it, but what a throw by Pedro Severino. Chance Cisco 5 for 6 this year. And watch this. Fake bunt attempt. Comes up, squares the shoulder, and I mean, you can't throw it any better than that. Now, that's close because the tag was up the thigh, it looked like. We'll see if the foot got in or not. I think he's out right there. He is definitely out. Really good tag by Ramon Urias. So Oriole catchers have been spot on in this series. And don't forget, Seattle's a team that likes to run. 4th most stolen bases in the American League, but the 2 times they have tried it in this series, they have been thrown out. Lets the ball get between his legs, but then he makes up for it.
Crawford takes inside for a ball. 2-1, 2 down, nobody on. Means with 4 strikeouts. That's hit well, right field, sky ball, plenty of room. Stewart grabs it. And the Mariners down in the 3rd. Orioles still on top 2-0.
Full connection. He came in at the top of the 2nd inning. Hitting runners in scoring position has been a problem for the Orioles this year, but not in the 2nd inning. DJ Stewart. Then you get Urias drives home DJ Stewart. So the Orioles now 2 for 2 today with runners in scoring position. That powerful connection is presented by Xfinity.
That has been an issue, runners in scoring position. Last night it was just a lot of base runners. With 3 times you strand with the bases loaded and don't get anything in.
Well, it was 0 for 9 in game 1 of this series for the Orioles, and then 1 for 9 last night. There it is, first 2 games, 1 for 17. And so far today, they've made good use of those base hits, 2 for 2.
Here's Pedro, who gunned down Sam Haggerty on the attempted steal.
So the major league average for teams going in with runners in scoring position going into the day, 241. The Orioles are at 205. Second lowest in Major League Baseball. The Rays, believe it or not, 194. They are the lowest with runners in scoring position.
Foul ball out of play. Orioles off tomorrow. They'll fly home after this one. And then the Red Sox come in for 4 starting on Friday. Outside for a ball.
Yeah, the Orioles have had a tough go of it yet. I mean, they're 30 games this year. 25 of the games they have played have been against teams with winning records. And that trend will continue. Got the Red Sox coming in.
So what it tells you, Ben, is they're holding their own against, the better teams in baseball.
They definitely have overachieved at this point. Because when you're playing the best teams in baseball and you're hovering right around 500, it's kind of where the Orioles are. You mentioned it 6 different times. They've tried to get to 500 and couldn't do it, couldn't push through, but they have played some really good teams so far this year.
2-2. Bounce to the second baseman. Moore throws across, 1 down. 4th inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by Toyota RAV4 with reliability and value that fans can count on. Go Toyota and let's go places. Jimmy.
Left-handed Jimmy, huh?
You got to tell the young fans who that man was, right?
Yeah, they don't know. They don't remember Jimi Hendrix.
One of the best lefties of all time.
That's right.
Yeah. With Warren Spahn and Sandy Koufax. Franco takes a ball. Michael had a looping base hit his first time up. Bounces this one to Moore into the shift. 2 down.
That's 7 ground ball outs now by Yusei Kikuchi.
No fly balls, right? He had the pop up from Mullins to the catcher. Everything else has been on the ground. Ryan Mountcastle reached on the fielder's choice and scored the Orioles' first run. Kikuchi came into this game, opposing batters were hitting .214 against him.
Yeah, and he's been really tough on left-handers.
97 gets the call on the corner.
That's what I can't believe. He's got a fastball up to 97, but yet he throws a lot more cutters than he does fastballs. I guess the analytics tell him that he's got a better chance of getting his outs with that cut fastball than he does a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Ryan chased upstairs, and he's down on strikes. So the Orioles go 1-2-3 in their half of the 4th inning. Birds still on top 2-0. Birdland, watch the O's take on the Red Sox May 7th through the 10th. All fans who attend the game on Saturday, May 8th will receive a Baltimore Eli Giants replica cap, plus the first 10,000 fans who attend the game on Sunday, May 9th will receive a Mother's Day Orioles Infinity Scarf. Spend your weekend enjoying Orioles baseball. Take mom out to the ballpark. Purchase your tickets today at Orioles.com/tickets.
There's a look at John Means. He has faced the minimum so far today. 4 punch outs, has not walked a batter. How about that? You talk about a recipe for success. 9 batters faced, 9 first pitch strikes. Make it 10 for 10.
Popped up right side, no play. And only 30, that was his 39th pitch, so he's been pitch efficient. We talked about the Red Sox coming in. They lead the East. They're at 18-12. Yankees and Tampa Bay 2.5 games back. Toronto 3 back, and the Orioles 4. I was looking at the National League East, Ben, over there. Nobody's above 500.
It's anybody's game.
Yeah.
Well, a big blow to the Mets. DeGrom got scratched from his start. They don't know how serious it is yet.
Haniger struck out his first at bat. Means ahead 0-2. Popped up left side. Franco gives way to Arias, and Haniger retired.
John Means continues to make it look easy, and it is not an easy game. He's getting ahead, 10 for 10, strike one. But the command of the fastball, now, this might be the most we've seen him use his fastball in a while. He is just wearing out the inside part of the plate to the right-handers.
Ty France struck out his only at bat. First pitch swinging. Looks like a replay of the last one. Franco gives way. Arias makes the catch. 2 down. You said in the first inning, Ben, you liked the way he was working in today. And
well, he established fastball right away. And if you watch John Means pitch, that's what he likes to do. And you knew he'd go to the inside part of the plate because that's what makes his changeup so good when he does enough work on that inside part of the plate. But it's almost like the Mariners are kind of sitting on some changeups. So John Means and Pedro Severino have recognized that, and they're just staying inside to the right-handers with the fastball. And he's going to watch the hitters, and that's what you do. The hitter always lets you know what's the next pitch to throw. And until they start to make some adjustments on the fastball John Means will continue to pound it there.
Another one. Yeah, these guys are opposite. So Takichi's getting all these ground balls. For Means, it's been strikeouts and pop-ups. The only ball on the ground was Seager, his first at bat. He bounced out to first. Lake out in short right field. 3 infielders to the right side. And a nice curveball for a strike.
He's got them all working today.
Fastball,
curveball, slider, changeup. It is nice to be in a groove like that when you're on the bump. You feel good mechanically. You're locked in. You know what pitch you want to throw next. And look at that.
Oh.
Could have been, should have been. Yeah. John Means can't believe it.
Kyle Seager been around long enough to say, glad to be alive.
Yeah, Kyle Seager knows that should have been called strike 3, especially when Pedro Severino sets up right there. And it was clearly in the box.
One-two pitch. That's down low, 2-2. Haniger and Seager, one of 4 combinations in the American League with 20-plus RBIs on the same team. And he gets them. 1-2-3 go the Mariners in the 4th inning. Means is cooking. Orioles lead at 2-0. Geico Do-Ups. Dugout Club is now Kids Cheer Free Plus, presented by Chick-fil-A, the all-new Orioles Kids Club for fans 14 and under. For just $30, each club membership receives a limited edition cap, face mask, lanyard, and membership card. Plus, all members receive a ticket voucher for 4 free tickets to any select classic or value game. Purchase your membership now at Orioles.com/KidsFreePlus. So we've seen a whole bunch of kids at the ballpark this year. There's some Oriole fans.
For $30, you can't beat that deal.
Yeah.
There's your old fans. Cotton candy. I think Mom's kind of, she's cornered the cotton candy. Yeah, she is not sharing.
Orioles with a 2-0 lead as we go into the 5th. Pat Valaika, first pitch swinging. And strike 1. Valaika helpless the other night when Cedric Mullins hit the 2-run homer that we weren't sure was a homer. He was the base runner and was caught up somewhere between second and first and just throwing his hands up. Now what do I do? Got a lot of good guidance from Mullins on that play. Was a home run over the fence.
Yeah, Mitch Haniger playing right field at the time. Couldn't tell if he caught it at first, but you quickly realize once he laid there for a while with runner on first base, you knew he didn't have it at that point.
Kikuchi had 2 strikes. Off the plate, ball 1. Pat Valakia, where do you need me? Second, short, third, first, in a pinch. Put me in the outfield. Ooh, Kikuchi wanted that one. Bottom of the zone, didn't get the call from Tim Timmons.
Yeah, so far today, Tim Timmons has not had a low strike zone. Not much at all has been called down at the knees. And that's where Kikuchi needs it. Not so much John Means. John Means can pitch up in the zone and have success, but Kikuchi needs it down at the bottom because of the fastball. The cut fastball that he has, he likes to work it down.
Murphy over, but no play. So riddle me this. When you were throwing, did you know what that umpire called, or is that something you found out as the game progressed?
Well, you had an idea because if you had some guys before, you knew kind of, okay, he's a low ball guy. He gives you the corners. If you spot the glove, a ball off, he'll give it to you. But every night still different. Every day you go out and pitch is different. And while you think some umpires are consistent, sometimes they got a different strike zone. But it's your job to figure it out as a pitcher and where you can go. Because at the end of the day, all you ask for is consistency, right? If it's a pitch, if it's a strike in the first inning, it ought to be a strike in the ninth inning. And I'm asking you to keep your zone consistent where you know where to go.
Good take there. Valaika laid off. So now the count full. Orioles got both runs in the second inning, 3 hits in that inning. 2 of them were infield hits. And RBIs went to Stewart and Arias.
Yeah, 2 base hit, but runners in scoring position, most importantly.
Hit hard into left field, and Pat Valaika with another base hit.
Boy, he has heated up. And last year, time and time again, while the batting average wasn't great, the hits that he did get last year were in some big-time situations. Works the count to 3-2. There's that cut fastball coming to the inside part of the plate, but does a really good job of getting the barrel to it and shoots it right over there in that 5.5 hole right to the left side of Kyle Seager.
So now it'll be left on left. DJ Stewart steps in. Drove in a run with his infield hit and scored the second run. Tries to check, but that's a strike. That run he went on last September where he homered in 4 straight games, 3 consecutive at-bats.
Oh, is that fun to watch, huh? Hop on my back, boys. Let's go. And, boy, he carried the team through about 7 games. But then cool back off. And like a lot of the Oriole hitters, searching for consistency.
Got fooled on a breaking ball there. And though when he was on that run, they weren't just scraping the wall either. he hit some long ones. Seager now with 2 strikes, almost over to second base, the whole left side open.
That's why the Orioles drafted DJ Stewart. Coming out, he was first-round draft pick out of Florida State and considered the top college bat in the draft that year.
Got a lot of plate on a 2-strike pitch there, fouled out. Valaika down at first with a leadoff base hit. 0-2 to Stewart. In the dirt, Murphy knocks it down. First base coach Anthony Sanders. Kikuchi ready, 1-2 on the way. He got him, yep. Just waiting for Tim Timmons to make it official. One down.
Tim's on a little bit of a delay today, but it was strike 3. There's that cut fastball. You see that dot, see that spin on the back of it? Not quite a slider. That's what we call a cut fastball, but see that late movement down and away right at the bottom of the zone, and does get the call this time from Tim Timmons.
So did you throw a slurve? I mean, that was the old term, right? Slurve?
Well, yeah,
kind of a.
There's a bunch of different breaking balls that are out there. I think the cutter's been the new pitch, going back probably the last 20 years. Guys are just taking a little bit off their fastball, and it's all about how you finish your wrist. So like on a fastball, you're finishing it straight down. You're finishing here. At a cutter, all you do is kind of get to the backside of the ball and just finish at a 45, and that brings that dot as it comes out, and it just kind of oozes away from the hitter. So it's a simple pitch to learn how to throw.
The one I saw the other day, I hadn't seen. I kind of chuckled. It's called a splinker. Kind of combination splitter and a sinker.
I think a lot of the baseball terms, we're trying to recreate the wheel. It's a splitter. Sometimes call it a split change, which I don't know what that is. I mean, anytime you throw a splitter, it's slower, so technically it is a changeup anyway. It's just a split finger fastball or a forkball. I feel like some of the new terminology we're getting into is it's the same pitch, but we're calling it something different now.
Arias base hit his last time up, knocked in a run, and then he was thrown out trying to get to second. Swung on and missed. 60 pitches now for Kikuchi. John Means only 47 pitches through 4 innings. One-two, fly ball down the right field line and out of play.
That was almost an outstanding catch.
Dropped it 3 times, but I still have it and handed it to the little girl. Well done. Got to just stick with it, right, Ben?
Exactly. His daughter was going to be some kind of upset if he didn't come up with that ball. He was going to make sure he did.
One-two. Pulled the string on him.
Now, Kikuchi hasn't thrown many changeups. It's been mostly cut fastball, but watch the movement on this changeup. He turns it over. It's the circle change. There it is. Watch it run down and away from Arias. And that's tough to deal with. You just got 97 to pitch before that. Then you slow it back down. Just about 8 miles an hour difference.
So Valleca led off with a base hit and then back-to-back strikeouts. Stewart and Arias down. Top of the order, Cedric Mullins popped to the catcher and dropped a bunt and was thrown out by Tom Murphy, the catcher. Inside, getting 97 on that fastball.
Cedric Mullins just 5'8" in the American League since the end of World War II. Only a couple players of his height or shorter have had as many extra base hits through 30 games.
Ball and no strikes. Bounce foul, 1-1.
Here's that list of 5'8" or shorter. Altuve, he's pretty good. Yogi Berra's pretty good too, huh?
I think I did that, but I was just over 5'8". I just crossed the bar. How about Yogi? What didn't he do, right?
But that's packing some punch right there. Extra base hits. Of course, Altuve had that MVP season.
I heard Altuve got a warm reception at Yankee Stadium.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
I bet all the Astros did. That's one thing about having no fans in the stands last year for the Astros, right?
They got a reprieve.
They didn't catch as much of it as they would have in a normal year, but they're going to get a little bit of it this year.
I read that several inflatable garbage cans were confiscated by security.
I would think so.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you beat on the inflatable ones, but I think they sent the message. Ball and 2 strikes. And he gets him. Cedric down but not out. Yes, he was out, at least this time. So he strikes out the side.
Kikuchi, a really good breaking ball. You don't see Cedric Mullins swing at many of those. Orioles up 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th.
Here's another angle from our T-Mobile coverage cam as you take a look at T-Mobile Park, home of the Mariners since the summer of '99.
Yep. And it's a pretty pitcher-friendly ballpark.
They call that fly cam there.
I like that.
Yeah.
Is that kind of like the one that they have on Monday Night Football where it's on the line, it runs across the field and looks like it's going to get in the way but never does?
Chasing the ball.
Yeah.
John Means has been near perfect so far in this one. Starts Kyle Lewis with a strike, only 47 pitches through 4.
Starting to use that changeup a little bit more. First time through the order, it was heavy fastballs on the inside part of the plate, and he's still doing it. He'll try to come inside to Lewis right here. See, that's just a deadly combination. So changeup away at 82, fastball inside at 92. So it's a 10-mile-an-hour difference, but he's using the entire plate. And if you're Kyle Lewis, you have no idea what's coming now. Is it the breaking balls? Is it the changeup? Is it an elevated fastball? Oh, ooh.
Dotted the lower corner. There you go, Ben. There's your camera.
I bet that thing costs a little bit more than my old Polaroid camera I used to have.
Yeah. Lewis, the American League Rookie of the Year last year. A unanimous selection. Means ahead of ball and 2 strikes. Popped up. This one's in play. Mountcastle. Ooh, coming back on him.
Nice and smooth. There you go.
Never a doubt. 1 down. With Orioles online auctions, you can score exclusive Oriole items like a Brandon Hyde autographed jersey, a Cedric Mullins game-used jersey, a Trey Mancini batting helmet, and more. All items are available now at the Orioles online auction, but don't wait. Bidding for these items closes on Sunday, May 9th at 10 p.m. Proceeds benefit the Orioles Charitable Foundation. Bid now and learn more at Orioles.com/auction. Swing and a miss from catcher Tom Murphy.
This start is just seeming like it's just like all the others for John Means, right? Especially like the last start where he and Pedro Severino just feel like they're just one step ahead of the batters.
There's a line drive, backhanded and caught. Arias will play it out. He thought he caught it. Either way, Murphy retired.
And I'm not sure that he catch it or not.
Well, when in doubt, play it out, right?
Always.
He made a motion like he caught it. Let's see here. And now short hop.
Short hops.
Yep.
Good play by him to know. He checked the umpire real quick. The umpire said, no, you didn't. And how about that strong, accurate throw? Means says, yes, sir, I'll take it one way or the other.
Evan White with a big cut and no contact, strike 1.
How about that? You don't see that every day. 15 for 15 first pitch strikes.
That's what we mean by saying near perfect, the way this thing's rolling. The only base runner for the Mariners came in the 3rd inning. Sam Haggerty struck out and scored a wild pitch, got away from Severino, and he reached, and then it was cut down trying to steal. That's it. 0-2. Didn't hit him. Came real close.
You could almost hear Evan White. He screamed. Like ball came inside on him. I love this. 0-2 count. Make them move their feet every now and then. I'm not saying hit anybody. You don't have to hit them, but you got to make them move their feet occasionally. It just opens up the outside part.
And that's where he goes. Yep. Down on strikes goes Evan White. Strikeout number 6 for John Means is just rolling through the Mariners. Through 5, Orioles 2-0.
Johnny Means dots his changeup. He has faced the minimum through 5.
Orioles off tomorrow, but join us on Friday. O's return home, open up a 4-game series against the Red Sox. Matt Harvey takes the mound against Eduardo Rodriguez in Game 1. Coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with O's Extra presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, followed by game coverage at 7 o'clock. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN. Come on out and enjoy the baseball at Camden Yards. If you can't make it, we've got it for you here on MASN. But looks like a good weekend. Red Sox and Orioles playing good baseball.
The Dark Knight is pitching kind of like the Dark Knight of old, right? Last 3 starts have been outstanding.
Austin Hayes to lead off the Orioles 6th inning. Kikuchi has been tough. Orioles a couple of infield hits and a base hit from Arias. Scratched a couple of runs out in the 2nd inning. Big swing and a miss there. Five strikeouts for Kikuchi. 1-1 pitch. That's off the plate. 2-1. Hayes, Mancini, and Severino in the Orioles 6th inning. 2-0 lead is nice. You'd like to see him be able to add a run or two. A little breathing room.
Yeah, especially what's going on in the 8th inning in both these games. It was the Orioles that had the big explosion. In Game 1, they put 5 on the scoreboard. Mariners had a big 8th inning last night. They put 4 up.
Bounce to third. Seager on the short hop. Goes across to get Hayes. Birdland, experience an O's game with the convenience and privacy of your very own suite. A variety of affordable single-game suites throughout the ballpark are available. Enjoy exclusive access to the game with climate-controlled interior seating, a private restroom, and comfortable outside seating. Visit Orioles.com suites for more information.
Good look at John Means, just kind of locked in, thinking about who he's going to face the next inning.
Mancini swings and misses, strike 1. A walk and a bounce out to short for Trey. Brandon Hyde was asked before about Jorge Lopez's start yesterday, and he said, there were things I liked. He was asked about maybe transitioning to the bullpen at some point, but said it would also be nice if he had a game where he had a 3-4 run lead, because most of his games 1 run, tied.
Yeah, just, scared to leave him in because he's had such struggles in that 5th inning, really in his Oriole career. And boy, he's not giving up a run. He's got 12 starts in the Oriole uniform. He's not giving up a run in the 1st inning yet. I mean, and how he pitches almost screams reliever at times, and a guy that can give you some bulk. But you're right. If he could ever get himself in a situation when you got a 5 or 4 or 5 run lead, there's Jorge Lopez. You'd like to see him and let him go through the 5th inning, because that's when you really learn, and I remember I had a conversation with Johnny Oates many years ago. He kept taking me out in the 5th inning. He kept taking me out in the 6th inning. We get in a little bit of trouble. And it was close games. And
Mancini, fly ball center field. Lewis darts over, makes the catch.
And I went into his office because he kept putting in the paper that McDonald's got to learn how to work out of jams. And I said, well, Skip, if you keep taking me out, I'm never going to learn how to do it, right? And so he looked at me and he said, you know what, you got a point. He said, I'm gonna give you a shot. And so sure enough, the next game, got in a jam in a close game in the 5th inning, but I worked out of it. Got some confidence, and then I got his confidence, and he started leaving me in more in those situations. I think that's where Jorge Lopez is now. Brandon Hyde has always raved about Jorge Lopez's stuff, and we saw it last night. It was a sinking fastball up to 97. He really challenged the zone. He used his changeup and his breaking ball, but it's just something about him getting through the 5th inning.
And Ben, going back to your story, your 7th inning was today's 5th inning. Right? I mean, because most of you guys, you try to get around 7, and then maybe the bullpen came in. Now 5 1/3, 4 2/3, 5 2/3.
I mean, it's mound time. It's learning and how to relax and being able to let your talents take over. And it's difficult. But you got to get yourself in situations enough to be able to figure it out. And it never really sunk in for me until I got on the mound and I failed and I succeeded. Everybody can tell you, right? I was lucky to have Rick Sutcliffe here, and he was a mentor for everybody here. And he would tell me, hey, this is what you got to do. But for me, it never sunk in until I experienced it myself. And that's when the light bulb started to flicker a little bit.
Severino bounced down to Seager. And the Orioles go quietly. 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. Bird still on top. Here comes John Means. Telecast is presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Well, John Means has been the story in this one so far. 5 innings, faced the minimum. Only base runner was Sam Haggerty, who struck out and reached on the wild pitch on the 3rd strike and then was immediately cut down trying to steal.
There's been nothing that's not worked so far. And how about that percentage of strikes? 15 for 15 on first pitch strikes. 41 out of 58.
John Means' ERA came into this game at 1.70. It's now 1.50. Dylan Moore, Sam Haggerty, and J.P. Crawford, 7, 8, and 9 in Scott Service's order in the Seattle 6th inning. Orioles trying to get a win today, win this series, and take 4 out of 6 on this road trip. Another strike one, Ben. How about that?
He is doing it. Coming back inside, his fastball right here has been so good for him all day long. Seems like every time Pedro Severino sets up on the inside part to the right-hander, John Means delivers.
Means ahead 0-2, 1-2. Tied him up again, fouled it back. Well, all 3 games, not many runs going on, at least in the middle part of the game. First game was 1-0 Orioles through 5. Last night was 1-1 through 5. And today the Orioles lead 2-0 through 5. Breaking ball, check swing, got a piece of it. Dylan Moore, the super utility player. May not catch your pitch, but I'll play all the others. And he did last year. Wow. There's the changeup. Down he goes. Strikeout number 7 for Means.
I mean, it's almost like playing a video game. You know, you speed it up, fastballs inside, and watch this changeup. Pedro Severino wants it on the outside part of the plate. I'll just turn it over. I'll start it right on the edge and just ooze it off the outside corner. And John Means, there's a good look at that circle change. Is dominating so far today. That's his 7th strikeout.
If anybody doesn't think he's a top line front ace, kind of send him the tape of this game, Ben. Check swing, that's a fair ball. Severino out, and Haggerty retired for out number 2.
Well, you can send him the last 11 starts. That's what you can send him, because there's not been anybody better in baseball than John Means the last 11 starts.
And I think his pitching WAR is the best in baseball, right? Wins above replacement, one of the many statistical measures. J.P. Crawford flew out to the right fielder, is only at bat. Up high, ball 1. That's the first time he's missed, right? First pitch.
That's right. It looked like J.P. Crawford was taken all the way.
Little flare into center field. Mullins coming hard and makes the sliding catch. Our Geico Do-Ups brought to you by Geico. Here's how the Orioles come up. It'll be Franco, Mountcastle, and Valaika. Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and more for your Baltimore Orioles.
There's a look at Johnny Means. He has faced the minimum through 6. Orioles up 2-0 as we go to the top of the 7th.
Orioles 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Seattle no runs, no hits, and no errors.
John Means is putting on a clinic today. Fastballs in, changeups away, working the breaking ball. Both of his breaking balls he's working in. And Kikuchi's been pretty good too. Gave up 2 runs to the Orioles in the 2nd, but since then, nothing but zeros.
Big swing from Franco for strike 1. Franco, 31 years old. Signed with the Orioles mid-March. Had 90 consecutive starts, and Brandon Hyde gave him a day off, but started all 60 games with Kansas City a year ago. There's that changeup.
Yeah, he didn't get much of a spring training. Said, I am ready to go. He got off to a wonderful start. He racked up a lot of those 18 RBIs early in the year, cooled off a little bit.
0-2. And he got him. Doubled up with that pitch.
Well, Kikuchi's getting better. He is getting better. The cut fastballs, but the changeup now is starting to come for him. A couple of strikeouts with this changeup. You can see the catcher Murphy wants on the outside part, and there's that changeup, just kind of runs it down and away from Michael Franco.
6 strikeouts for Yusei Kikuchi. Mountcastle takes ball 1.
Kikuchi trying to work through 7 innings in back-to-back starts. He did it just 5 days ago against the Astros. Took that no-hitter into the 7th.
That's the new complete game, Ben. 7.
Now, if you're going 7 today,
yep,
you are better than most.
Foul back. Orioles will fly home after this one, get a day off tomorrow. And then the Red Sox come in for the 4-game weekend series.
And the Red Sox, the #1 batting average, team batting average in all of baseball. J.D. Martinez having another monster year. Last year, a little bit of an off year for him.
Bogarts now leads baseball in hits, I think. There's a strike. Yeah, Bogarts 39 hits. Cedric Mullins 38 coming into today, and J.D. Martinez right there at 37. Kikuchi ahead, a ball and 2 strikes. In the dirt, 2-2. Pat Valaika in the on-deck circle, or near it.
Yeah, he has one of the Orioles' 4 base hits on the day.
Look at the stuff there, Ben. 3 bats, 4
whatever you
weights,
need. Sledgehammer,
7 things. Yeah.
More rosin, pine tar.
And he got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts. That's strikeout number 7 for Kikuchi.
Yeah, and I'm not sure this caught the box. A little backdoor breaking ball, so it's a ball out of the hand. But as it starts to come back, right to the outside part of the plate, just about 1 ball off the outside corner, but gets the call from home plate umpire Tim Timmons.
Pat Valaika base hit his last at bat. Big swing there, hit well down the line, and it is a fair ball home run. Pat Valaika bangs it out. First home run of the year, and that one got out in a hurry, Ben.
Pat the Bat Valaika. Orioles looking for some insurance. You talk about get off the bat. How about 109 miles an hour, 367 feet. Watch this move, trying to get that ball, that cut fastball to the inside part. He does, but a really good move. Pull the hands in, put the barrel on it, and some insurance for the Orioles. Now up 3-0. The first home run and first RBI of the year for Pat Valleca.
Kept it on the good side of the pole. And a little more breathing room for the Birds here as they tack one on. Sixth home run given up this year by Kikuchi. Stewart, hard ground ball, right side. Moore recovers, and then the tag as White puts the tag on Stewart. And the Orioles retired here in the 7th inning.
Well, Pat Valleca does his thing, gets a cut fastball on the inside part of the plate, barrels it up. Orioles up 3-0 going to the bottom of the 7th.
Home half of the 7th, top of the order for the Mariners against John Means, who has been fantastic in this one. And another first pitch strike.
Yeah, he's done it to every batter except one so far. First pitch strikes. Pitch count way down. So it wasn't a big heavy use of changeups early. It was a lot of fastballs, right? And now, after doing enough work to the inside part of the plate, it's loosened up that outside corner. So back-to-back changeups for strikes to get to 0-2.
That's wide, a ball and 2 strikes. Mariners' only base runner came in the 3rd inning. Sam Haggerty struck out and reached on the wild pitch and then was erased, caught stealing. Misses up high, 2-2. A lefty from Kansas dealing today. Changeup, just got a piece of that one. Left-hander Fletcher throwing for the Mariners.
Kikuchi at 87 pitches now, so getting to the end for him.
2-2 and he's out of there. Haniger called out looking.
Wow. John Means. I'm talking about doing some work today. Severino sets up on the inside corner. Watch this four-seamer. Just dots the eye right on the inside part. Can't do it any better than that. Just about a ball and a half, maybe 2 balls, but gets the call this time.
That's strikeout number 8. Season high is 9. He's done that twice. France first pitch swinging, fouls it back.
That's an incredible number right there. 19 out of 20 first pitch strikes.
Another foul ball for a strike. Oh, 2 on the way. Ball with 2 strikes. And stays alive with the foul ball. The pitch count at 77. So through this inning, the numbers say that John Means could give you 9. Check swing, foul ball down the third baseline. Mariner fans with little to cheer for so far in this one is John Means has just knocked the bats out of their hand. Check the swing, and now the count 2-2. Breaking ball, foul back. France hanging in, fighting off some pitches. Means started the game with 2 strikeouts and has rolled since.
Yes, sir.
Oh, goodness.
See John Means kind of motions to home plate umpire Tim Timmons. Where was that one?
He gets him. Well, twice, Ben, we've seen him maybe not get a call, not lose his composure, come back and make a pitch.
Just as composed, and you know what? He's come back every time he's done this right here. He's thrown a quality pitch. This time it's a 3-2 change-up, little fist pump for John Means. He's got back-to-back strikeouts here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
9 Ks equal his season high. Now he goes to work on Kyle Seager. There's another strike one. That's 20 out of 21. Hard to do that in slow pitch softball. 20 first pitch strikes out of 21 batters. Seen a lot of 0-2s and 1-2s.
And you can almost count on one hand. You know, 82, 85 pitches now. How many balls have been in the middle part of the plate? Seems like almost everything has been on the corners. He's elevated when he's needed to. He's changed speeds. He has put on a clinic so far today.
Seager bounced to the right side. Mountcastle will take it himself. Mariners retired in the 7th. Friends, call your friends, call your neighbors. John Means has something special going.
Kikuchi, 7 innings pitched, 5 hits, another quality start for him. He allowed 3 earned runs, 2 in the 2nd. Pat Valleca got him for a solo shot, only walked 1, punched out 7, 87 pitches, 61 strikes for Kikuchi, and he'll give way to Aaron Fletcher, another left-hander. He's been in 6 games, elevated ERA, 4 1/3. He's punched out 7 and walked 7.
He'll face Ramon Arias, the number 9 hitter, and then top of the order, Cedric Mullins and Austin Hayes. 85 pitches for John Means through 7 innings. Look at the totals there. Orioles 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors, and the Mariners no runs, hits, or errors. Just 1 base runner against John Means today, and ironically that was on a strikeout. Sam Haggerty struck out in the 2nd inning. Pitch got away from Pedro Severino, ruled a wild pitch, and then Haggerty was immediately cut down trying to steal. That's been it. Orioles 2 runs in the 2nd, added 1 on the home run from Pat Valleca in the 7th. Bounced up the middle. Moore throw across. White stays on the bag, 1 down.
Well, defense has been solid today for both of these clubs, and it is 2 good defensive clubs. The Orioles come in with a fielding percentage .986. That's 3rd best in the American League. Seattle Mariners 6th best in the American League.
Mullins takes off the plate for ball 1, 0 for 3 for Cedric. It's not too often you'll go a couple of games without a hit the way he's been this year. I think it's 21 out of 27 he's hit safely in. 0 for 4 last night. There's a strike, and 0 for 3 today.
Yeah, because he came in hitting, what, 395 off left-handed pitching. That's all he has seen so far today, but nothing to show for it as of yet.
Swung on and missed, count even 2-2.
But Kikuchi was good. I mean, he was really good. We saw a fastball with up to 97, a lot of cutters, a good changeup toward the end.
The only problem he had, Ben, is he ran into a better man, John Means.
He's pitching on the wrong day because Johnny Means has been better.
It's up high for a ball. So he was worked the count full to Mullins, 1 out in the Oriole 8th inning. Orioles trying to fly home with 2 series wins. That's hit hard, and there he is, Cedric Mullins. Can't hold him down that long.
That 0 for 3 day is gone. Now 1 for 4. Cedric Mullins finds the barrel, gets it right in the hole. See Evan White kind of guarding the line. Ball gets past him. Second baseman Dylan Moore lays out, but not in the reach of his glove. Yeah, what a road trip this would be if the Orioles could hang on to this.
Facing a left-hander, but Mullins a threat to run. We'll see how Brandon Hyde wants to play it here with Austin Hayes at the plate. 3 bounce outs for Austin today.
Brandon Hyde, no different than a lot of other managers. They get the lead on you late in the ballgame. They continue to put pressure on you. Austin Hayes has been swinging it pretty good. Cedric Mullins can run. Wouldn't surprise me to see a hit and run. Maybe you let Mullins just try to steal the base outright.
Strike at the knees. Good pitch there. Hayes swings over the top of it, 0-2. Orioles have a chance for a 4-2 road trip. 4 wins, 2 losses. Birds have only lost 1 series on the road this year. This is their 6th road series. And a check in again on Cedric Mullins. 3 steals for Cedric. He's wearing them out over there. L.J. Newsome, right-hander up in the Seattle bullpen. Oh, 2 pitch. Hit hard but foul. A rough night for Austin last night, 4 strikeouts. But he has been hot, 4 homers in his last 10 games. What eye shades he got on there.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think those are the stickers, right?
Line drive, base hit into left field. So Austin Hayes, his first hit of the day, back-to-back base hits from the Birds. They got something going here with 2 on in the 8th.
Really good at bat by Austin Hayes. Got fooled on some changeups, and he just kind of leans out. The body gets out in front of that circle change. There's a great look at it. That English kind of running down and away, but you know what? The body got out in front, but watch the hands. The hands stay there. He follows with the barrel. Line drive. The Orioles looking for a little insurance here in the top of the 8th inning.
See, Trey, well, the Orioles have really struggled with runners in scoring position. Not so much for him. 361 in this situation. All kinds of speed on the bases with Mullins and Hayes. And a strike one. Dome open in Seattle today, 64 degrees at game time. Mullins with his leadoff second. That's hit well down the left field line, way back. It is gone. Trey Mancini up over the scoreboard, a 3-run shot, and the Orioles have opened up a 6-0 lead. Yeah, there you go, runners in scoring position. Trey Mancini doing his thing.
Boom, boom. 6th home run of the season, 104 off the bat, 388 feet, and you talk about getting into one. Here's your insurance swing. Just a slider, and this one sits right in the middle of the plate. Trey Mancini with a good move to the baseball, hitting .333 in his last 16 games, and that continues. A Weaver, a 3-run shot. Johnny Means likes that, puts the Orioles up 6-0 now here in the top of the 8th.
And congratulations to Amy Markle from Sykesville. She's won another $500 in our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game. Way to go, Amy. So Amy. Mancini with $500. Pat Valleca with a home run earlier in the 7th inning. And now the story in this game is John Means, right?
That's right.
He's doing something special today.
Another story, too. Orioles 3 for 3 now with runners in scoring position.
That's doing a little better. Trey Mancini, 3 hits last night, 3-run homer today. And you know, generally, if something good is happening with the bats with the Orioles, Trey's going to be in the middle of it. Severino just gets a piece.
Yeah, and all 3 of those guys, Mullins, Hayes, and Mancini, all were 0 for before the 8th inning here.
8th inning's been the inning in this
game,
hasn't it?
It's been 5 for the Orioles in game 1 in the 8th, 4 for the Mariners in game 2, and the Orioles 3 spots so far here in game 3.
Brandon Hyde got to be proud of his guys on this West Coast trip. Took 2 out of 3 from the A's in Oakland. Trying to do the same here in Seattle. Orioles 10 road wins, the most in Major League Baseball. Trying to get number 11 today.
And you're doing it against 2 good teams, right? Oakland #1 in the AL West. Seattle sitting right there in 2nd place in the American League West.
Popped up right side. White, the first baseman, over and makes the catch in fair territory. 2 down. The third baseman, Michael Franco, 1 for 3 on the afternoon. The home run by Trey Mancini gave him the club lead. Number 6 for him. Cedric Mullins had tied him at 5.
Mancini now with 25 RBIs through what, 31st game of the year? That's pretty good pace.
Franco steps out. Comes a 1-1. Look out. Skip one down by his feet. Two-one pitch. That caught the inside corner, 2-2. Only been a couple of hard hit balls off of Means tonight. A line drive to Franco was one of them. That came in the second inning. Kyle Lewis hit it hard, but right at Franco. And then there was the blooper that when it was hit, you're thinking there was a chance it might fall in. And
right,
nice sliding catch by Mullins in center field.
Yeah, because off the bat, I thought that one had a chance, but Mullins got an outstanding read like he has all year long on those kind of balls. And a little sliding catch.
2-2, bounce to short. Crawford throws him out to end the inning.
Well, there's a look at John Means getting ready for the 8th inning. He's got a little bit of breathing room. Why? How about this one? A 3-run shot. Trey Mancini goes deep. Orioles up 6-0 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Behind every great start, there's some great defense, and the Orioles has had it today. Pedro Severino nails his first base runner again. He gets Sam Haggerty. And then it was Reyes at the shortstop position across the diamond. He gets Murphy by a step. And then Cedric Mullins, a sliding catch in the bottom of the 6th inning on J.P. Crawford. John Means appreciates that.
Orioles 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The Mariners no runs, no hits, and no errors. John Means throws a strike to Kyle Lewis. 4, 5, and 6 for the Mariners. Lewis, Murphy, and White here in the 8th inning. Up high for a ball. Lewis hit that line drive right into the glove of Franco back in the 2nd inning. Probably the hardest hit ball against John Means today. Check the swing, 2 balls and a strike. Deep left field, back and making the grab is Austin Hayes with a big smile on his face. Ooh, take a breath. 1 down.
I'm gonna breathe now. Another good changeup by John Means. Kyle Lewis is really strong. He got that ball off the end of the bat, but not enough of it. There's that circle change grip. Watch it run down the way. Elevated a little bit more, and you see it kind of off the end of the bat. John Means is watching. He's going, no. Come on, ball. And right there, Austin Hayes up against the wall for the first out.
Popped up right side. Mountcastle drifting over. And he can't get there. It's into the screen. One out in the 8th inning. John Means has thrown 90 pitches. Got a chance to make some history. That's inside. The innings, career high longest John Means had gone is 7 innings. The consistency in the pitch count. 1-1 pitch. Up high, 2-1. Murphy popped to short and bounced to short. His 2 at bats. Two-one pitch. Foul back, 2-2.
John Means continues to use the inside part of play with that fastball. Even when he's been behind the count, he's been able, which hasn't been many times. Here comes the changeup after 4 straight fastballs in.
Outside, count is full.
Looking for the same pitch again, 3-2 changeup. We've seen it a couple of times today. Always felt like on 2-2, if I missed with that pitch, I could make the correction and come right back to it because I just threw that pitch.
And he did. He got him. Murphy down on strikes, second out in the 8th.
Folks, it's a clinic today. That's the only way you can say it. 3-2, Severino on the outside part, and there's that outstanding changeup, 85 miles an hour, and I mean right on the outside corner. Perfect look at it. There's that late action as it runs down and away from Tom Murphy. That's the 10th strikeout for John Means today.
Season high, his career high is 12. That came last year. Swung on and missed, strike 1. The career high 12 against Tampa Bay when he struck out 7 straight to tie the club record. 2 strikeouts for Evan White. Good cut there, fouled it straight back.
And another 0-2 count. 23 out of 24 first pitch strikes.
Crazy. And another foul ball.
Well, you could hear a little bit of grunt by John Means on that one. A little extra on the fastball up in the zone, trying to get it by Evan White. That one at 94.
Means ready, 0-2 on the way. Breaking ball just got a piece of it. Severino sets up outside. Bounces in the dirt for a ball. Pitch number 100 right there. Pretty good ratio, Ben.
70%. If you're at 65, that's really good. Anything above that is elite, and 70% strikes for John Means.
1-2 to White, and he gets him. Strikeout number 11.
John Means, folks. Gather everybody up and tune in because John Means is working it. Orioles up 6-0, 11 punch-outs as we go to the top of the 9th. Been in 5 games, one of which has been a start, 1-1, 12 2/3 innings pitched, 16 hits. He's punched out 12 and walked 3. Yusei Kikuchi was the starter for the Mariners. Aaron Fletcher pitched 1 inning. L.J. Newsome, the big right-hander opponent's hitting .296 off of him.
Our PNC Inside the Numbers, some pitching milestones for the Orioles. Jim Palmer making some history back in 1969. I think he just come off the DL and drops one on the Athletics. Single pitcher. In 91, the Orioles threw a no-hitter with 4 different pitchers. I think you were part of that team, Ben. Last complete game shutout, August 29th of 17, Dylan Bundy. And John Means completed 7 innings 9 times in his career. He's completed 8 special innings in this one. John Means catching his breath and trying to make some history here. Orioles with a 6-0 lead. It'll be Mountcastle, Valaika, and Stewart in the Oriole 9th. Orioles got 2 in the 2nd. They got a solo homer from Valaika in the 7th and a 3-run shot from Mancini in the 8th. Swung on and missed. Then you get a feeling that everybody just wants to get to the bottom of the inning.
Well, I know I'm not the only one that's got sweaty palms right now.
Yeah.
Orioles trying to hang on to this one, trying to knock off the A's 2 of 3 and the Mariners 2 of 3. Of course, both on the road. There's John Means just having a good time.
He's talking to people at least, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you just ignore them and leave them alone. Hayes comes by.
Everybody's different.
2-2 down low, full count to Mountcastle. Fly ball right field. Haniger waiting. And Mountcastle retired. Here comes Pat Valleca.
Yeah, Pat Valleca in the 7th inning. Cut fastball on the inside part of the plate. He would have none of it. He barrels it right down the left field line, just above the 331. You say Kikuchi couldn't believe it. That was Pat Valleca's first home run of the season, first RBI as well. Got the batting average up to 258 after a 2-for-3 day.
He tacked about 100 on that over the last several days. 94-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. 0-2, 1 down. Oriole 9th inning. John Means attempting to make some Oriole history. Orioles 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Seattle no runs, no hits, and no errors. One and two to Pat Valleca. Galvis got the day off. Brandon Hyde said with today and the day off tomorrow, thought it'd be good to freshen him up.
Remember, he set out a couple of games with a little bit of a leg tweak, you know, so he's trying to rest it up, although he had a 7-game hitting streak going to Freddie Galvis. Pat Valleca strikes out looking.
So 2 down, DJ Stewart steps in, 1 for 3 on the afternoon. Orioles with a win today will be 4-1-1 in road series. 1 split, 4 wins, and only 1 loss.
Yeah, and they'll have a chance on Friday, right, to get back to what, that magic number for the 7th time. They're going to try to get back to 500 if they hang on to this one.
Since they've been 4-4, they've had 7 opportunities. If they win today, and the first 6 haven't been able to get over the hump.
Dylan Tate getting warmed up in that Oriole bullpen.
Swung on the miss. No knock on Dylan Tate. Let's hope we don't see him.
That's right.
Two down and 2 strikes to Stewart. 1 and 2. Newsom ready. 1-2 on the way. Fouled back. Win today, it'll be 5 of the last 7 for the Orioles. Up their road record to 11-6. 11 wins, the most of any major league team on the road. Stewart and Newsom in a pretty good battle. See the dome open today at T-Mobile Park. Up high.
Well, you just feel like watching DJ Stewart that he's about to get locked in. We saw it last year for a time where he was as good as anybody, but the swings are better. Fouling off some tough pitches, extending at bats.
Seattle's ninth inning, looking ahead to the bottom, it'll be Dylan Moore, Sam Haggerty, and J.P. Crawford scheduled 7, 8, and 9. Those are the three we'll see at the plate. Unless Scott Service goes to the bench. That one ripped foul. Two of the three hitters on Scott Service's bench are lefties, Marmolejos and Trammell. So only right-hand bat would be Luis Torrens, the catcher. And down goes Stewart. Well, here we go, Ben. John Means trying to make some Orioles history. Birds up 6-0. You see the totals. That's telling the story right now. Mariners, no runs, no hits, no errors. Orioles 6-8-0 as we go to the bottom half of the ninth. And John Means trying to write some Oriole history. 11 strikeouts, no walks.
12 strikeouts is career high. He's already at a career high innings pitched.
What is it, 23 out of 24 first pitch strikes?
23, 24.
Dylan Moore at the plate for the Mariners. Called out for strike one. That got a little piece of Tim Timmons. Easy for me to say little piece, right? Defensively, Rio Ruiz has replaced Franco at third base. One strike pitch swung on and missed. Strike two.
He has not lost anything on velocity. Fastball started at 92. He's bumped it to 94 a few times. But the command has been outstanding on the fastball. He did enough work on the inside part of the plate. Then the changeup began to come. And it's been a Bugs Bunny changeup.
0-2 just off the plate. 1-2. Pitch number 105 to Dylan Moore. Foul back. Infield playing it pretty straight up. 1-2 on the way. Just off the outside corner. 2-2.
We have seen that one called today on both sides, but John Means didn't get the call this time.
Two popped up. Ruiz right there. One down.
Circle change again, just kind of turns it over out in front. John Means was an all-star back in 2019, his first full year in the big leagues.
So here's number 0, Sam Haggerty. Struck out and bounced out, catcher to first. Swings and misses on a changeup, strike one. 108 pitches for John Means. That misses, 1-1. Swung on and missed at 93. Means ahead, 1-2. J.P. Crawford on deck. One-two on the way. Just missed 2-2.
How about that number?
25 at 26. Here comes the 2-2. Got him. 2 down in the 9th. Strikeout number 12.
That changeup, this pitch right here, been on point. But the reason why it's been on point is John Means used that fastball, the four-seamer, inside to the right-handed hitters from Seattle all day long. That's only opened up the outside part, and he has been plus with that pitch right there. Fastballs in, change-ups away.
So it comes down to J.P. Crawford. First pitch swinging, line drive, he's done it. John Means has no-hit the Mariners, and the Orioles mob him. The first no-hitter for the Orioles in 30 years. The first complete game no-hitter since Jim Palmer did it 52 years ago in 1969.
How about you, John Means, huh? 12 punch-outs. First time in his career he goes past 7 innings. The bullpen comes blazing in, and John Means makes history.
How good is that feeling, Ben?
Can you imagine? After the start of the season he had last year, the way things went sideways, people questioning whether John Means was a true ace or not. Well, you know what? He showed everybody at the end of the year last year, and he is showing it again. And you can put his name at the top of any list for any pitcher in baseball right now. He is as good and has proven it as anybody in baseball right now.
12 strikeouts, the only hitter to reach base. The only thing between John Means and a perfect game was a strikeout that was scored a wild pitch. That came early in the game, and then he was immediately thrown out on a caught stealing, and John Means was just untouchable. First pitch strikes, 12 strikeouts in the game.
26 out of 27 batters John Means threw a first pitch strike. What's the most important pitch in baseball? Strike one.
Crawford scare you a little bit? The line drive off the bat?
It was a crack bat. You could hear it off the end of the bat. I just didn't know where the defensive positioning was, but Ruiz was standing right there, and there it is. Just a little cut fastball off the edge of Ruiz. How about the bullpen?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's our guy. Well, a great moment in Oriole history. Glad you were a part of it today. And the Orioles have a terrific road trip where they win 4 out of 6 games and take series from 2 quality teams in Oakland and now Seattle, Ben.
Yeah, it was a good road trip, and could it end any better than a no-hitter by John Means? So Orioles win the series against Seattle, win the series against Oakland, 2 teams over 500. And so Orioles will get a chance against the Boston Red Sox just in a couple of days. Off day tomorrow to get back to 500. It'll be their 7th chance to try and do it. And
the long line now is everybody gets a chance to congratulate John Means, who tips his hat, even some of the Oriole fans and Seattle fans. If you're at a game and it's 6-0 in the 9th inning, Ben, I think you probably want to see history, even if you're a Seattle fan, right?
Exactly. And John Means just dominated from the first pitch. Record now 4-0 with a 1.37 ERA. He did his thing, you know. I mean, he just first pitch strikes. He used the fastball on the inside part. He spun his breaking balls in there again. The changeup was outstanding, just like it was the last start. And John Means does it.
Yeah, and generally in a no-hitter, you will have 3 plays where you look back and say, this guy made this play to save it. Really not a whole lot of that going on. Cedric Mullins made a nice sliding catch on a looper to center field, but other than that, John Means just knocked the bats out of the
Yeah,
fence.
there was not many hard-hit balls at all. You know, not many balls hit on the barrel. And you go back to his last start, you could kind of see John Means. Now, he's been dominating, but he had a lot of swings and misses. You know, highest percentage he's had in the last couple of years of swings and misses in his last start. That carried over to today because the fastball was good in here, and he just kept tying hitters up. up, kept using it. And you go back, I mean, he threw, what, 100 and how many pitches? What, 107 pitches, something like that? But he hardly left any pitches in the middle part. I mean, everything was on the inside and the outside corner. The mechanics were perfect. And I love the fact, I never saw him do this one time. He never shook off Pedro Severino. So they were thinking, it seemed like they were about one step ahead of the Seattle hitters all day long.
Well, it's been 52 years since an Oriole threw a complete game, and that's our broadcast partner, Jim Palmer, but a complete game no-hitter. We did have the one where 4 of your teammates combined in 91 and threw a no-hitter, but I can't imagine any of them were as impressive as this one, right?
No, I mean, I was there for the 91 when Bob Milacki started, Greg Olson finished it. And it was impressive, but to see a guy do it in today's game, you work as deep as John Means has, it was fun to watch.
Well, John is with us, and I'm sure he is spent from not only pitching but the congratulations. John, can you sum up what this means to you and your family and the journey to be able to make history? We just said it's been over 50 years since an Orioles starting pitcher completed a complete game no-hitter.
No, I can't. I can't put it into words right now. It's unbelievable. I don't even know what to say, to be honest with you. Felt okay all game. I didn't really have the changeup till the end, and I'm glad I got it. Got it going.
Yeah, John, you've been so good your last 11 starts going back to last year. But I got to ask you, when did you have an idea the stuff was a little bit special today? I mean, you looked like you were on point from the first inning. You buried fastballs time and time again to the inside part against the right-handed hitters, but looked like you were on point really from pitch number one.
Yeah, that was my biggest pitch today, was that fastball in. And I have to be able to do that to get the changeup away working. And, Sevy called a great game. I mean, unbelievable. I wouldn't have done it without him, but those fastballs didn't save me.
You're going to need a long flight to catch up with all the text messages and all the congratulations. Who do you think of when you have a moment like this that's so special in your life?
My wife, my kid, my mom, and I know my dad was there today.
Yeah.
I know he was. He's back there telling me what pitch to throw. I mean, it's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible.
Thanks for spending a minute with us, John. Congratulations. You thrilled the entire Birdland community. We look forward to seeing you back home.
Congratulations,
thanks,
John.
Guys.
Yeah. Wonderful, wonderful day at the office for John Means and you Oriole fans to be able to share in this.
Just an emotional, you could see the emotion talking about his dad right there. So good to see. I'm so happy for John Means. As hard as he's worked the last couple of years, it's really all coming together.
All right, day off for the Birds tomorrow. They come home winning 4-6 on the road trip. Hope you can join us on Friday as the Orioles get back home with a 4-game series against the Red Sox. Matt Harvey takes the mound against Eduardo Rodriguez. Coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, followed by game coverage at 7 o'clock. For my friend Ben McDonald, Scott Garceau here. The Orioles a winner, but long after we forget the score, we remember John Means pitched a no-hitter. Melanie Newman, O's Extra, presented by PNC, coming up next.